What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Break number 1059 BD, 1059 BD. This is a case of the new Panini Prospect Edition Baseball Hobby boxes. There's 20 boxes in the break. Sorry for the late start. Let's get into it. Why would they put them upside down in the box? In the box. Only Panini. These are going to be fun. All right. Push those back. We got 5, 10, 15, and 20. Good luck, everybody. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packs per box. Quick announcement. Ava Arquette is the only one that has 2 different spots. So we have players that are on the non-MLB. There are 3 players on non-MLB. That's partly Ava Arquette also. What's going to Miami for Ava Arquette is going to be these items here. And then that's going to the non-MLB are these Ava Arquettes right there. Alright, here we go. Our first auto, Connor Essenberg. Connor Essenberg, that's for Atlanta. Hollow auto. Chris Cortez on the hollow. That is Bubba Chandler on the 2080 scale. Edgar Quieto, 223 out of 299. That is Max Bellew. Max Bellew on the auto. This one is numbered 2 out of 125. 2 out of 125. Noah Schultz on the chrome. Or the hollow. There's Augustin Ramirez on the Dominators. Ping of Steel Hall. Steel Hall going to Cincinnati. Redemption for Detroit on the hollow. That is Kevin McGonigal. Travis Bazzana prepping for the pros. That is 164 to 199, Yohandy Morales for Washington. Our redemption. Hollow prospect ticket signature. Card 17. That is Max Williams. Alright. I should have had this prepped up and ready. I apologize, guys. '25 Panini Prospect Edition Baseball Checklist. Autographs. Here we go. That is the Hollow Prospect Ticket. Hollow Prospect Ticket, number 17. Max Williams goes to the Miami Marlins. Miami Marlins. This is the Hollow Prospect Ticket signature. So this is not numbered. Not numbered. Okay. And there's an Ava Arquette. That is a base prospect ticket. That'll go to the non-MLB spot. Actually, I'm sorry, that goes to Miami. It says Miami on it. Sean Gamble. That is 121 out of 199 on the Hollow. Paul Skeens on the Dominators. We got a Caden Bodine for Miami. 48 out of 49 on the Ping. Get through this first box and then we'll go from there. That is Riley Kelly for Colorado. That is 17 out of 99. Charlie Condon on the prepping for the pros. Edgar Quieto. That is 32 out of 299. And the last pack of this first box. After this, it'll get a little bit easier. Just had to see the product first, as always. Should have a last auto in here, too, and that is a franchise future auto of Devin Taylor going to the Oakland A's. Devin Taylor, that's a nice auto right there. Franchise futures. Kemp Alderman for Miami, that is 151 out of 199. Eli Willits. Kate Anderson. And that is box number 1, guys. Box number 1. All right, now let's get into it. Box number 2. right, box number 2. Here we go. Future Legends, Enrique Bradfield Jr. on the auto. That is Brendan Summerhill on the hollow. Prepping for the pros, Brady Montgomery. There's Thatcher Hurd. That's for the Yankees, 250 out of 299. Brandon Neely. That's going to be 20 out of 99. 20 out of 99 on the hollow. Ricardo Cabrera for the Reds. That is numbered 147 out of 199 on the auto. Cam Caminetti on the hollow. 128 out of 199 for the Angels, Nolan Shanuel. Brandon Neely for Boston on the auto. Chrome auto hollow auto not numbered. Slater Brun for Baltimore. Hollow not numbered. Braylon Payne on the hollow. Kevin McGonigal. That is Andrew Fisher, 265 out of 299. Kemp Alderman on the auto. Hollow auto not numbered. That is Drew Beam for Kansas City. That is 171 out of 199. Box number 3. If anybody's wondering for the non-MLB spot, the 3 players is, like I said, partially Ava Arquette. It's going to be Rintaro Sasaki, and for Georgia Tech, it is, I think Jace Lavalette, I believe, is the other one. All right, here we go. Box number 3. Future Legends auto, Kyson Witherspoon for Boston, not numbered. Enrique Bradfield Jr. on the hollow. 116 out of 199. That is Justin Lamkin for Kansas City. Shinosuke Ogasawara for Washington. That is number 31 out of 199. Prepping for the pros, Franklin Arias. There's Ava Arquette on the 2080. That is Alex Clemmie for Washington. Alex Clemmie for Washington. That is numbered 49 out of 149. 49 of 149. Eli Willits. Hollow. Steele Hall, 22 out of 299. There is Esteban Mejia on the auto for Baltimore. Esteban Mejia, 86 out of 125. 86 out of 125. Tyler Bremer for the Angels on the hollow. Caden Bodine, Noah Schultz. Justin Lampkin. There's Marcelo Mayer on the Dominators. 95 out of 99, Tomoyuki Sugano for the Baltimore Orioles. That is Jadixon Paez for the Red Sox on the auto. Hollow auto not numbered. Justin Lampkin on the Mojo. Mojo, that is 22 out of 25. Prepping for the pros, Charlie Condon, 76 out of 199. Box number 4. Drew Burris is the, okay, Georgia Tech NIL, okay. I couldn't remember if it was Jace Lavalette or Drew Burris. I wrote it down and then I totally left the paper inside. So, thank you for that, Todd. I appreciate you, buddy. Come on, Giants. All right. Let's see what we can do. All right, here we go. Colorado, there's Ethan Hedges. Ethan Hedges on the auto. That is a hollow auto not numbered. Devin Taylor on the hollow. Aaron Escobar, 64 of 99. Sung Joon Kim for Texas. That is not numbered on the hollow auto. Darren Baker on the hollow. There's a ping of Alex Lodisi, 36 of 49. That is going to Atlanta. Mason Adams, hollow. Miles Naylor, 221 out of 299. Nick Potter for Houston. That is number 82 out of 125. 82 of 120 top 5. Victor Hurtado, that is 18 out of 199 on the hollow. Future Legends auto, that's Chandler Simpson for Tampa Bay. Chandler Simpson for Tampa Bay, not numbered. This one is nice. That is one of the tickets. That is Cole Young on the ticket. 8 out of 92. 8 out of 92 for Seattle. Those are cool cards. We have Walker Janik, 79 out of 199. Philadelphia, that's a Gage Wood. Gage Wood, 7 out of 10 on the gold. 7 out of 10 on the gold. Jace Lavalette on the ping. That is going to Cleveland. And on the kaboom, there's Ava Arquette going to Miami. Ava Arquette going to Miami on the kaboom. Well, we talked about him early on, and he decided to show up. That's going to Miami. Yeah, Miami's definitely smashing already. You are correct, sir. All right, box number 5. All right, box number 5. Here we go. Cash Mayfield. Cash Mayfield for San Diego. That is not numbered. Max Williams on the holo. Franklin Arias prepping. That is Connor Eisenberg. 14 out of 199 for Atlanta. That is College Ties, Jace Lavalette, Cleveland, Brady Montgomery, Chicago. This will be randomed after the break. This will be a part of a randomizer after the break. It is not numbered. Lehawa Aloy for Baltimore, holo. That is Enrique Bradfield Jr., 19 out of 99 on the Prepping for the Pros. Kyle Teal, holo. Noah Schultz. We got Wyatt Sanford, 115 out of 299. Nice, Todd. I have no idea if San Francisco has even hit a card yet. I know they haven't hit an auto yet. Still early. We're on box number 5. And we got $20 boxes in the break. So that is Yohandy Morales, checkerboard. That is numbered 7 out of 99 on the auto. 7 out of 99. Jake Cook for Toronto. That is 169 out of 199. Redemption. Our next auto after that, our next card after that is a mojo of Nick Potter for Houston. That is numbered 20 out of 25. 127 out of 199. That is Connor Eisenberg. Chase Meadroth. That is 4 out of 99 on the holo. Gold vinyl, Cade Anderson. Holy cow. $20 out of 25, Nick Potter for Houston on the mojo. Don't know if I said it, that's why I repeated it. And our redemption. Franchise Futures Signature, card number 30. That's Franklin Arias. That should be the Red Sox. Should be the Red Sox. Franchise Future, card number 30, Franklin Arias, Boston Red Sox. That is the Red Sox. All right, box number 6. Liam Doyle for St. Louis. Liam Doyle for the Cardinals. That's on the Franchise Futures Auto. Jacob Mizorowski on the holo. Ty Floyd, 62 of 199. Ethan Frey for Houston. That one is 102 out of 149. Charlie Condon prepping for the pros, 141 out of 199. Titus Sissel for Arizona. That one is 114 out of 125 on the auto. Peter Cosso. Johnny Slowinski, 6 out of 299. Come on. That is Carter Jensen for Kansas City. That is numbered 26 out of 75 on the auto. Rintaro Sasaki for the non-MLB spot on the holo. Roman Anthony holo. Nikki Becker for Seattle, 24 out of 99. Johnny King for Toronto, not numbered on the auto. Hagen Smith, holo, 71 of 199. Box number 7. No, this is 1059 BD. If you want to watch the replay of 1058, you can either do it on eBay or you can watch it on YouTube at Breaks and Takes 2. Breaks and Takes 2. All right, here we go. Box number 7. That is a Blue Chips auto. Blue Chips auto of Brendan Summerhill for Tampa Bay. Not numbered on the auto. Aaron Escobar for Philadelphia. That one is numbered 28 out of 199. Max Williams for Miami. That is 31 out of 99. Caden Bodine Ping for the Dodgers. Tyler Bremner 110. I'm sorry, for the Angels. Tyler Bremner 110 out of 199. Carter Jensen. That is numbered 148 out of 149. Another redemption. There's Caden Bodine on the holo. Aaron Judge, that is numbered 5 out of 299. For the Angels, Chris Cortez on the auto. That is 99 out of 125. Braden Taylor. Kyson Witherspoon for the Red Sox, not numbered. Quentin Young, holo. Ethan Frey, 21 of 199. That is for Houston. Our redemption. Holo prospect ticket signature red power. Red power. Red powers are to 99. Red powers are to 99. This is card number 66. Card number 66, that is Kyle Ladosi. Kyle Ladosi. And Kyle Ladosi, according to the checklist, is with the White Sox. White Sox. Box number 8. There's Josue De Paula on the franchise futures. This one is numbered 16 out of 49 for the Dodgers. 16 out of 49 for the Dodgers. That's a nice one right there. Nick Potter, that's to 199. That is 97 out of 199 for Houston. Mac Horvath, that is 9 out of 99. Chase Meadroth, 247 out of 299. Jordan Yost, 13 out of 149. There's Walker Martin on the auto for San Francisco. Walker Martin, not numbered. Cruz Schoolcraft, hollow. 16 out of 25, Ty Pete. That's a mojo. Johnny Farmello on the auto. For Seattle, not numbered. Blake Burke, hollow. There's Luis Pena, 10 out of 25 on the mojo, 0 to 80. Zach Root for the Dodgers, Zach Root, that is number 90 out of 199. Justin Lampkin. JoJo Parker for Toronto, 6 out of 49. Box number 9. All right, here we go. Box number 9. Future Legends, Cole Young. That is 4 out of 99. 4 out of 99 on the red Future Legends. Wehawa Aloy. That is Kyle Ladosi, 195 out of 299. Brandon Neely on the mojo for the Red Sox, 8 out of 25. Mike Bove for Milwaukee. That is 17 out of 149 on the auto. 15 out of 25 on the Ty Floyd mojo. That is Cade Obermuller for Philadelphia. That is numbered 111 out of 125 on the auto. Hai Song Kim on the, hollow. Ethan Schiefelbein, hollow. Josh Flores, 5 out of 49. There's Ethan Schiefelbein on the auto for Detroit. 62 out of 149. Kevin McGonigal. That is 45 out of 99. Box number 10. All right, box number 10. Colt Emerson, 9 out of 49. Future Legends Blue Auto. Future Legends Blue Auto, Colt Emerson. That's another one for Seattle. Connor Essenberg for Atlanta. That is 45 out of 199. Carson Bench for the Mets, 167 out of 199. 93 out of 99. That's Bubba Chandler for Pittsburgh. Roman Anthony on the Lasers. That is 18 out of 39 for the Red Sox. 132 out of 299, Ty Floyd. Wyatt Sanford, 80 out of 99. Another redemption. Riley Quick. There's Carson Bench, 71 out of 199. Ty Pete, not numbered. That's for Seattle. Gage Wood for Philadelphia. There's Patrick Forbes for the Diamondbacks. Patrick Forbes, not numbered. Enrique Bradfield, not numbered. Ty Floyd, 82 out of 299. Our redemption. Hollow Prospect Ticket Signature Silver. Silver is not numbered. Card number 10. Slater DeBrun. That is for Baltimore, the Orioles. right, there's first 10. First 10. Come on. Box number 11. What's up, Ben? All right, box number 11. Future Legends. Mojo Auto, 21 out of 25. That's Christian Moore for the Angels. Christian Moore for the Angels to 25. Nice auto. Chase Burns. There's Bryce Cunningham for the Yankees. 231 out of 299. Malcolm Moore for Texas. That is numbered 53 out of 79. Dylan Dreeling. 141 out of 199 for the Texas Rangers. Cole Carrig, 190 out of 199. Could Panini have put any more different numbers in this set? Who's the kaboom? It's Ava Arquette for Miami. Ava Arquette. Dean Curley. Dean Curley on the auto. That is 2 out of 125. Chase Dolander on the holo. Nolan Shanuel for the Angels. That is Jared Thomas, 160 out of 299. Ty Floyd on the auto. That is not numbered. Ricky Tiedemann for the Blue Jays. That's 72 out of 149. Box number 12. All right, box number 12. That is Franchise Futures Auto. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Caleb Lomavita for the Washington Nationals. Caleb Lomavita. This one is not numbered. Billy Carlson on the 29 out of 199 on the hollow. Jake Cook, pink, that is 9 out of 79. Brody Brecht, 41 of 99. Esteban Mejia, that is numbered 128 out of 149 for Baltimore. 82 out of 199 on the Domination, Brady Ebel. Another redemption. Josh Flores. Rodney Green Jr. That is 250 out of 299. Titus Sissel. That is Nate Snead for the Angels. Nate Snead for the Angels. That is 4 out of 99. Gage Wood, hey, 2 autos back to back, nice. They slipped an extra one. 172 out of 199. 172 out of 199 for Philadelphia. Chase Petty on the hollow. Carson Bench, 61 of 199. And our redemption. Hollow prospect ticket, silver, not numbered. 149 is the card number. That is Max Anderson. Max Anderson. I believe Max Anderson is Detroit, but I don't know. It is Detroit. Max Anderson for Detroit. Box number 13. Box number 13. All right, box number 13. That is Cash Mayfield for San Diego on the Franchise Futures auto. Franchise Futures. Not numbered. That is Connor Eisenberg for Atlanta. That is a black border to, I think, 39. Yes, 7 out of 39. 7 out of 39. Kalen Culpepper. That is numbered at 2 out of 99. Wyatt Sanford, 3 out of 99. Alex Freeland. That is 30 out of 79. Nathan Zantello for the Red Sox, not numbered on the auto. Griff O'Farrell on the holo. There's Trevor Cohen for the Giants. That is a red auto. That is 43 of 199. Miles Naylor holo. To 17 out of 299. Ike Irish. Chase Shores for the Angels. Chase Shores, that is numbered 48 out of 199. Victor Hurtado. Box number 14. All right, box number 14. That is Noble Mayer to 79. That is numbered 41 out of 79. Blake Burke, 69 out of 299. Caleb Lees, or Lays, 90 out of 149. That's a ping of JoJo Parker. That's 116 out of 199 for Toronto. Oop, there's another one. Carson Bench. That is Kason Cunningham. 69 out of 199 for Arizona. is Casey Saki for the White Sox. That is 55 out of 125. Ryan Waldschmidt to 199. That is 186 out of 199 for the Diamondbacks. Jacob Gonzalez. That is 36 out of 49. 36 out of 49. On the auto for the White Sox, Marcus Phillips. Casey Cunningham, 84 out of 199 for the Diamondbacks. Future Legends. There's Jacob Wilson. Jacob Wilson, not numbered. Future Legends for Oakland. Josh Flores. I think this is called a nebula. If I remember right, that's like a nebula or something to 49. Purple scope. It says purple scope. That's what it says. All right. Hollow prospect ticket signature red. Card number 115, that is Chase Meadroth. Chase Meadroth, even I think I know that one is the White Sox. Yep. Still wanted to check. And that is red to 199. Oh, sorry, red to 99. Box number 15. Box number 15. Future Legends for Atlanta. That is Alex Ladosi. Sean Gamble to 199. That is 146 out of 199 for Kansas City. Mojo of Esteban Mejia to 25, 17 out of 25. Carson Bench, 52 out of 199 for the Mets. Mason Adams for the White Sox. That is 69 out of 149. Another redemption. Kyle Ladosi. Roman Anthony, 196 out of 299. That is Braxton Ashcraft on the auto. Braxton Ashcraft, that is 41 out of 199. Steel Hall. Kalen Culpepper on the purple scope. That's to 49. That is 23 out of 49. Nice auto for Minnesota. Ethan Salas. Johnny Farmello, 31 out of 99. And our redemption. Hollow Prospect Ticket Signatures Blue. Blue this time. That is to 49. I'm sorry, 149. Card number 70. That is Thatcher Hurd. Thatcher Hurd on the redemption. That is for the New York Yankees. Which means this Chase Meadroth is 199. I was right the first time. Box number, what is it, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Holy crap. Next break of this will be a lot faster. This is crazy though. Need to recruit somebody to top load for me so I can do the break. Maybe I'll call my brother. Alright guys, this is box number 16. Box number 16. Franchise Futures, Ben Hess for the Yankees. That's a nice one. That is numbered 81 out of 99. 81 of 99. Nice hit. Shinosuke Osagawara. That is 8 out of 79 on the pink. There's Ty Floyd on the blue. That is 120 out of 149. 22 out of 49. There's Ty Floyd. Josue De Paula. That is 157 out of 199. George Lombard Jr. on the holo. Carson Bench, 193 of 199. There's Blake Burke from Milwaukee on the Mojo Auto. Blake Burke. That is 2 out of 25. 2 out of 25 on the Mojo Auto. Andrew Fisher from Milwaukee. Holo. That is Caden Bodine, 176 out of 199 for Baltimore. J.B. Middleton. J.B. Middleton. That is 77 out of 99. 77 out of 99. Chase Shores holo. Dylan Dreeling, 117 out of 99. 299. And our redemption. Holo Prospect Ticket Signature. Card number 30. This one is not numbered. Yeah. That is Brock Wilken. Brock Wilken. That is for the Brewers. That one I knew without looking. I still looked, but I knew this one. Four boxes to go. Box number 17. Box number 17. Here we go. Incoming type in 5, 4, 3. That is Casey Saki for the Chicago White Sox. That one is 29 out of 75. Charlie Condon on the blue. That is 8 out of 99. 8 out of 99. That's Charlie Condon on the Domination. 11 out of 199. Victor Hurtado for Washington. Victor Hurtado. This is 107 out of 125 on the auto. Heston Kjerstad on the holo. Patrick Forbes, 279 out of 299. Blue chip of Ethan Holiday. Blue chip of Ethan Holiday going to Colorado. Going to Colorado on that. This is not numbered on the blue chip. Victor Hurtado on the red to 199. That is 118 out of 199. Colin Hawk for the Mets. That is pink. 9 out of 79. Tyler Bremner for the Angels. 14 out of 49. Rintaro Sasaki for the non-MLB spot. That is 7 out of 149. And redemption in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Riley Quick. Micah Buckman, 45 and 199. You called it, Titan fan. And our redemption. Hollow Prospect Ticket Silver. Card number 18. That is Brandon Neely. Brandon Neely. Number 18. He's with the Boston Red Sox. Brandon Neely with the Red Sox. Hey, how about we top load that? Box number 18. Box number 18. Franchise futures for the White Sox. Colson Montgomery. Colson Montgomery. This one is not numbered. Cody Bowker. That is Chase Davis. 14 out of 49 for the Cardinals. Chase Dollander to 79. That is numbered 46 out of 79 for Colorado. That is 17 out of 25. Eli Willits for Washington. Ethan Schiefelbein. Ethan Schiefelbein on the auto. This one is not numbered. That is for Detroit. Ethan Hedges on the holo, not numbered. Ethan Holiday on the ping. 153 out of 1/9, Casey Saki. That is Alex Freeland for the Dodgers. That is numbered to 112 out of 199. Ethan Frey, holo. Casey Saki, holo. Chase Meadroth, 111 out of 299. Titus Sissel for the Diamondbacks. That is not numbered on that auto. Ethan Anderson for Baltimore. That one is 82 out of 149. And we got through a box without a redemption. Got through a box without a redemption. Two boxes to go. Box number 19. All right, box 19. Here we go. Tate Susine for Atlanta. That is 120 out of 149. And we got another redemption. We got Trevor Conan for San Francisco to 79 pink. 53 out of 79. Wyatt Sanford, 145 out of 299. That is Ryan Weidman for San Diego. That is 9 out of 75. Gavin Killen to 199. That is for San Francisco. 116 out of 199. Ethan Conrad on the holo. We got 118 out of 199, Kyle DeBarge for Minnesota. Gavin Killen for San Francisco, not numbered on the auto. Brooks Lee on the holo. That is Noah Schultz to 199 on the Prepping for the Pros. Chicago White Sox. Hagen Smith on the holo. There's Franklin Arias, 8 out of 25. And Mason White for Boston. Mason White for Boston. This is numbered 8 out of 125 on the auto. 8 out of 125. Our redemption. Future Legends Signatures. This one is not numbered though. It's card number 36. That is Daniel Pierce. Daniel Pierce. I'm going to have to look that one. Franchise Future Signatures, number 36. Oh, sorry, this is Future Legends Signature 36. And that is still Daniel Pierce, and it's Tampa Bay Rays. This is going to the Rays. And it is still not numbered. We are on our last box. Box number 20. This is definitely been a crazy break. Box number 20. Here we go. That is Nolan Schanuel. Nolan Schanuel, 46 out of 99 for the Angels. We got a ton to recap, too. That is Griffin Hughes for Seattle, 7 out of 49. And behind that, 90 out of 94, that is Zaire Hope on the ticket. Aaron Judge, 125 out of 299. Four packs to go. That's Cody Bowker for Philadelphia, not numbered on the auto. Peter Cusco for the New York, I want to say 118 out of 199. I have the Yankees and Mets written down inside. I want to say that's a Yankee, but I'm not sure. So it will be sorted. It will go to either the Yankees or the Mets, depending on the checklist. I mean, I can pull up the checklist right now and double check this. We got it open. Alright, team sets. Let's go to the Yankees and the Red Sox. Here we go. Yankees. See, I was wrong. It's going to, looks like the Mets. Cuso, yep, the Mets. That is for the Mets. 118 out of 199. Three packs to go. There's Ava Arquette for Miami. Alex Adosi. Caden Bodine, 86 out of 199. Mojo. That is Steele Hall for Cincinnati on the Mojo Auto. 25 out of 25. Daniel Pierce. 21 out of 99. That's James Wood on the Domination. And our last pack. Thanks, Steven. Yeah, I got the checklist up, buddy. Just to make sure. Alright, we got Christian Moore for the Angels. There's Wyatt Sanford, 162 out of 299. And our last auto of the break is Easton Carmichael for Pittsburgh. Easton Carmichael. This one looks like it's to 75. It is 52 out of 75 to finish the break. We got to do that random. Do that random real quick here. All right. So we got this random right here to do. That is Jace Lavolette. Jace Lavolette for Cleveland. And Braden Montgomery for the White Sox. So Jace Lavolette's going to be odd numbers, 1, 3, and 5. Braden Montgomery is going to be the even numbers, 2, 4, and 6. We have a 6-sided dice here, right here. And here we go. It is a 6. That is going to Braden Montgomery and the Chicago White Sox. There we go. Very simple, quick and easy. All right, let's get our recap done. These are all numbered to 299. All right, here we go. Wyatt Sanford, Aaron Judge, Wyatt Sanford, Chase Meadroth, Patrick Forbes, Dylan Dreeling, Roman Anthony, Blake Burke, Ike Irish, Titus Sissel, Jared Thomas, Bryce Cunningham, Cole Carrig, Ty Floyd ×2, Kyle Ladosi, Chase Meadroth, Aaron Judge, Johnny Slowinski, Wyatt Sanford, Miles Naylor, Steele Hall, Andrew Fisher, Thatcher Hurd, Edgar Queto, and Edgar Queto again. 199. Caden Bodine, Peter Cusco. Prepping for the pros, Noah Schultz. We got Kyle DeBarge, Gavin Killen, Casey Saki, Micah Bucknam. That is Charlie Condon, Victor Hurtado, Carson Benj. That is Caden Bodine, Josue DePaula, Sean Gamble, Carson Benj, Ryan Walshmit, Kaysen Cunningham ×2. That is Ping of JoJo Parker, Carson Benj, Billy Carlson. That's only half of the 199s. All right, we got Brady Evil, Carson Bench, Connor Eisenberg, Nick Potter, Ethan Frey, Tyler Bremner, Aaron Escobar, Hagen Smith, Ty Floyd, Charlie Condon, Connor Eisenberg, Jake Cook, Connor Eisenberg, Walker Janik, Victor Hurtado, Justin Lampkin, Shinosuke Ogasawara, Charlie Condon, Nolan Shaw-Noel, Kemp Alderman, Sean Gamble, and Yohandi Morales. All right, to 149, Tate Susine, Ethan Anderson, Rintaro Sasaki, Ty Floyd, Mason Adams, Caleb Lays, Esteban Mejia, Ricky Tiedemann, Jordan Yost, Carter Jensen, Ethan Frey. 299, James Wood, Nolan Shaw-Noel, Charlie Condon, Johnny Farmello, Kalen Culpepper, Wyatt Sanford, Brody Brecht, Wyatt Sanford, Bubba Chandler, Kevin McGonigal, Mac Horvath, Max Williams, Nikki Becker, Chase Meadroth, Enrique Bradfield Jr., Aaron Escobar, Tomoyuki Sugano, Brandon Neely, Riley Kelly. 294, I believe this is. Yep, 94, we have Zaire Hope. And to 92, that is Cole Young on the tickets. Our pinks to 79, we got Trevor Conan, Colin Hawk, Chase Dolander, Shinosuke Ogasawara, Noble Mayer, Alex Freeland, Jake Cook, Malcolm Moore. We had Carter Jensen. This one is numbered to 75. To 49, we have Chase Davis, Tyler Bremner, Josh Flores, JoJo Parker. On the ping, Alex Ladosi. And on the ping, Caden Bodine. To 39, Connor Eisenberg and Roman Anthony. To 25, Franklin Arias, Eli Willits, Ty Floyd, Esteban Mejia, Brandon Neely, Ty Floyd, Luis Pena, Ty Pete, Nick Potter, Justin Lampkin. Our gold to 10, Gage Wood. That's the only gold we had. Our autos, not numbered, Cody Bowker, Gavin Killen, Titus Sissel, Ethan Scheifelbein, Nathan Santello, Ty Floyd, Ty Pete, Patrick Forbes, Walker Martin, Johnny Farmello, Kyson Witherspoon, Johnny King, Cash Mayfield, Ethan Hedges, Song Joon Kim, Jadixon Paez, Kemp Alderman, Brandon Neely, Connor Eisenberg. Our redemption, we had Max Williams for Miami. We have Slater DeBrun for the Orioles. Max Anderson. That was Max. Did I say Max Williams? I think I did. But that's Max Williams for Miami. Max Anderson for the Tigers. Brock Wilken for the Brewers. And Brandon Neely for the Red Sox. To 199, our autos. We got Alex Freeland, Braxton Ashcraft, Chase Shores, Trevor Conan, Gage Wood. We have Dylan Dreeling, Zach Root, Drew Beam, Ricardo Cabrera, and Chase Meadroth for the White Sox. All right, these should be to 149. No, these are just 75. What the hell is that? Oh, that's in the wrong spot. That's why. All right, to 149. That's Ethan Scheifelbein, Mike Beauvais, Alex Clemmy, and Thatcher Hurd for the Yankees on the redemption. All right, these are to 125. Mason White, Victor Hurtado, Casey Saki. We got Dean Curley, Cade Obermuller, Chris Cortez, Titus Sissel, Nick Potter, Esteban Mejia, and Max Bellew. To 99, Yohandi Morales, J.B. Middleton, Nate Snead, and Kyle Ladosi on the redemption for the White Sox. All right, to 75, Ryan Weidman, Easton Carmichael, and Casey Saki. These are to 49, Purple Scopes, Kalen Culpepper, and Jacob Gonzalez. Couple of nice ones there. These are to 25 on the Mojo, Steele Hall, and Blake Burke. Now, for our future Legends autos, we got Alex Ladosi, Jacob Wilson, Chandler Simpson, Kyson Witherspoon, Enrique Bradfield Jr., and this is Daniel Pierce going to the Rays. These are all not numbered. To 99, we got Cole Young for Seattle. To 49, we have Colt Emerson for Seattle. And to 25 on the Mojo for the Angels, we got Christian Moore. Our future franchise futures, not numbered, we have Colson Montgomery, Cash Mayfield, Caleb Lomavita, Liam Doyle, that is Devin Taylor, and Franklin Arias for the Red Sox. To 99, that is Ben Hess for the Yankees. To 49, that is Josue De Paula for the Dodgers. And to finish it off, we got 5 more cards. We have this beautiful blue chip of Ethan Holiday for Colorado. Brendan Summerhill for Tampa Bay on the blue chip. We got a blue chip to 49 for Seattle of Griffin Hughes. We have this dual auto going to the Chicago White Sox, Braden Montgomery with Jace Lavalette on the college ties. And our Kaboom came out early. This is going to the Miami Marlins. That is Ava Arquette Kaboom. There's your break, my friends. Appreciate you all for being here. Hope you had a good time. Crazy break. But definitely a lot of hits for a lot of people. Hope you guys have a great night. I'll talk to you next time. Take it easy, y'all. Peace.